everybody, it's me again, trying to figure out this whole video making thing. I'm coming to you from the inside of one of our counseling centers at Living Well. I'll give you the really quick tour, and yeah, that's really about it. Like I've mentioned before, this is the only Christian counseling center in the entire country. So we have a lot of folks that come, and this has been a huge help for a lot of people. I hope in future posts that we'll be able to get to talk to some of the counselors and some other people that have been able to utilize our services. But I just think that's really important to find ways to help you guys get some sort of tangible look at what we do, because so much of it is confidential. But what I want to talk to you about today is just give you a quick update on what's going on with us. Update on the kids. Thank you so much for praying for us. Probably a week after we posted the last video, we were able to get the kids' visas in, which is really good. So they're going to be valid up until the summer. And then the hope is that everybody in our family can get on the same visa schedules. That means that we're all applying for one-year visas at the same time. And I don't think I've ever explained that process before. So for those of you that live in America and you've always lived in America, you don't know what visas are, or you never really had to mess with them. But basically a visa is a sticker that goes in our passport that allows us to be in the country for another year. But it costs about $300 per person every year to apply for a new visa. And we've been in Cambodia almost 4 years now. And so every year that we've tried to apply for visas, something within the law has changed. This year's no different. This year I've had to actually, in addition to applying for a visa, I've also had to apply for a work permit. So in addition to paying for myself $300 for a visa, I just had to spend just over $600 on a work permit yesterday. So yeah, it's just one of those random small things that we have to think about that we don't have to think about when we live in America. So anyway, the good news is everybody's here legally. That's exciting. We'll take the small victories wherever we can. Other than that, the power cuts have continued. We had a really rough day Tuesday this week. The power was out from noon till about 6 o'clock, and the girls didn't really sleep that well, which meant they were pretty crazy by the time we got to their bedtime at night. And when they're crazy, then everybody else is crazy. So just please keep that in your prayers. It's going to be going on and on and on. They say until rainy season, which, you know, who knows when that's going to be. Could be May, could be June, could be July. We don't really know for sure. So please continue to keep that in your prayers. One thing that's good, though, is that we have a holiday coming up next week, Khmer New Year. So we have January 1st as our New Year, and then countries in Asia have their own versions of their New Year. So Chinese New Year was back in February, and then now, January or February. And then now, Cambodian New Year is happening next week. So that means a lot of businesses are closing. A lot of people are going to the village. We will be staying in Phnom Penh this year. We'll be going and staying in a hotel that has electricity all the time and a swimming pool. So we're living the high life next week with full electricity and a swimming pool. Please try not to be jealous of that. Other good things that are going on. Becca was able to return to the prison for the first time this week. She had been out because, you know, we had twins. And Tuesday, she was able to coordinate with one of her teammates to be able to go and actually visit the women in the prison, which was really cool. And naturally, as if you guys know Becca and you know her history of storytelling, something crazy happened while she was there. So they arrived on Tuesday, and they had a new person joining their Bible study who just happens to be the granddaughter of the King of Cambodia. Let that sink in for a second. So they got to the study, and all the Khmer women in the study were acting really weird around this one person that they hadn't met yet, and that's that's what happened. So now we have one of the grandkids of the King of Cambodia, and a very wealthy woman who's married to someone in the opposition party, both in this Bible study. So it's just to say that God is just throwing persons of peace at this group. And that's really awesome. Please continue to pray for them as well. Another thing that's cool, I get to meet with an organization called Garden of Life, which is a Cambodian Christian counseling center that's trying to get off the ground. And we at Living Well are trying to find ways to partner with them and help them develop. And they kind of in turn the same thing. So I'm really excited about that. You know, we focus primarily on counseling with other missionaries and other foreigners living here, but because we exist, we're also able to support them, and they're able to support a lot of Cambodian Christians and Cambodian churches here. So there's this significant trickle-down effect, if you will, of ministry happening that we're able to do through Living Well, and so I'm really excited about that. One more thing I'll add, I know it's a long video already, but one specific prayer request that I want to add that's a little bit practical, but many of you know that I'm currently studying counseling through Colorado Christian University, doing that online. So a couple of things from that. One is we are planning to be in the U.S. this summer for just a little bit of time. This won't be a big reporting trip. This will be more of a for me, going to residency in Colorado, and then also for us to finally get to introduce the girls to their grandparents and their cousins and their aunts and uncles and all that kind of thing. So, hit me up with an email. We're not going to be able to make it to every church in every city this summer, but we'll be in some of them, and so we'd like to get a chance to see if we can. And then the other part of that is one of my requirements before I start my practicum and my internship in the fall is that I have to receive some hours of counseling from a licensed counselor in America before July 1st. And so there's only 2 people that fit that description in Cambodia. One of them works here and is going to be leaving in like 2 weeks. And then the other person is someone that's going to be supervising me. And so it would really be good to have a third person that could help me with that. So if you happen to know anybody that is associated with your church or someone that you know, particularly somebody in the state of Texas, if possible, who has a current license, they don't even have to be a counselor. They could be a social worker. They could be a clinical psychologist. They could be a psychiatrist. It's just somebody that I can receive counseling from. And that's one of the great things about this path is that there's a lot of integrity, a lot of accountability involved in it. Nobody works alone. Everybody has supervision. Everybody has people that they're talking to be able to carry the load of all the things that we deal with. So anyway, that's just something practically speaking. If you can help me in any way, please shoot me an email. You can even reply to this newsletter and it'll go straight to me. So again, thank you so much for your support, for your prayers. Be looking soon. Becca's working on some gigantic newsletter that she's writing. Hopefully with the holiday coming next week, she'll be able to get that out really soon. She's telling me this morning it may come out in 2 or 3 parts, so yikes, that could be really long. But as the editor of the newsletter, we'll see what happens. But anyway, again, thank you so much for your support. We love you guys.